Hello, ladies, and welcome back to another episode on the Weight Loss for Women 40 Plus podcast with Josh. And today we're talking dumb shit people say. Now, if I go over something today and you're doing it right now, it is okay. I'm going to let you off the hook. You may or may not have heard that this is a problem. So, the first one I want to start with is drinking a certain amount of water per day. You have to drink 3 liters of water a day to flush out the body fat. If you don't drink enough water, you're not going to lose body fat. Now, this really has nothing to do with weight loss. Yes, you have to be hydrated and your body needs to have a certain level of water per day so that you can just function and have good digestion and take shits when you need to take shits and go to the toilet and all that good stuff. That is true. But the amount of water you need to drink per day, it cannot be a standard flat number. Here's why. Let's say I want to lose 1 kilogram per week. For one client, that's a very achievable target, and for another client, it's very unachievable. Why can't everybody lose 1 kilogram per week? Because if you are under 60 kilos, how the fuck are you going to lose 1 kilogram per week? There's just not enough of you to lose that amount. So you've got a small amount of body fat on your body compared to someone who's 120 kilograms, has a large amount of body fat on their body. They can lose 1 kilogram a week, but you cannot. The same thing comes with the amount of water that you drink. Should a 100 kilogram woman and a 60 kilogram woman be drinking the same amount of water per day? Well, it's going to depend. If they have, let's say the bigger lady's quite sedentary and the other lady is quite active, then maybe they drink similar amount, but not because of what they weigh or their age or their height or anything other than the level of activity that they do. So if someone's sweating dicks every fucking day with what they do for work, then yeah, they're probably going to need to have a higher amount of water consumed than the other person. Now, if you drink too much water, let's say just the average Joe Blow, average job, maybe it's a sedentary job. If you drink too much water, you're going to pee all the time. Now, if you're peeing all the time, particularly through nighttime, we're going to have a problem because you're getting up to go to the toilet. So you're trying to drink this magic 3 liters of water per day, but you're getting up to go to the toilet each night. So you're having disrupted sleep. And because you're disrupted sleep, you're not getting the rest, your cortisol levels are higher, your stress is higher, the energy's low, the motivation's not there, you're now eating shit food because rah. It doesn't make sense. You can't just rob Peter to pay Paul and somehow see some results. So, how much water should you be drinking each and every single day? The answer is very simple. Until you are peeing a clearish kind of yellow. If you're pissing orange, then you're probably a little bit dehydrated. If your wee is crystal clear, you're probably drinking too much water because it's going straight through. That is the only amount of water you need to drink. Now, if that's 1.5 liters a day, amazing. If that's 2 liters a day, great. But no more than no less than a nice, healthy, kind of clearish yellowy pee. If it's like bright fluoro yellow, again, you're probably a little bit dehydrated and you need to increase the water uptake. You cannot flush out the body fat if you're not in a calorie deficit. You cannot just magically drink water and hope to God that I'm going to lose this weight because some fucking idiot on the internet said that if I just drink this amount of fluid, I'm going to flush out my body fat. It is actually not really how it works. Yes, you perspire some body fat. Anything that comes out of you, sweat, pee, shit, blood, maybe even if you have to, that comes out. Okay, let's not include blood, but everything else, excreting from the body, you're going to be burning body fat. Because remember, body fat gets broken down into energy. Energy gets consumed and energy lets off heat, or it's going to be excreted. So you're not actually flushing out body fat because that's not how the mechanisms of the body work. Body fat gets turned into energy and energy gets burned. Very simple, nothing too complicated. That's number 1, is drinking lots of water. Number 2, what's some of the other dumb shit that I've heard? Meditations, rituals, ice bath, saunaing, journaling. None of these things, even though they are good, they're not bad, but they're not going to lead to you seeing more progress. I just need to get into the saunas. I need to kind of flush the body. I need to do the ice baths. I need to good for recovery. I can tell you now, if I have 100 people that do saunas, ice baths, journaling, and I have 100 people that don't do those activities, if they follow and are in a calorie deficit, they're exercising, and they're eating similar amounts of calories and protein and hitting their macros, their targets, they're both going to lose weight. Just the people that are doing all the extra stuff are burning more time. Now, if you enjoy that kind of stuff, absolutely go crazy, do it. I'm not against people having routines, but you don't have to do the extracurricular stuff to see your results. Most of our clients don't have time for that shit. They're flat out just surviving, going to work, kids and sport and after school activities, weekends and family, household chores, just flat out surviving, let alone putting in all the weird shit. But they lose the same amount of weight as the people that might be single and have all this extra free time and want to do stuff like that. Again, I don't care if people do it, they don't do it, but I'm here just to tell you, it does not matter. People that sauna and people that don't sauna get the same results if they're in a calorie deficit. People that do ice baths and people that don't get the same results. It means jack shit. So there's a lot of 1%ers or less than 1%ers that don't actually really equate to much of an impact. But people think, if I drink enough water, if I do saunas, if I meditate, if I journal, if I do positive affirmations, if I do ice baths, if I do these activities, I'm going to see a better result. The truth is, you don't even have to do any of those results, because no different to normal everyday life. And I love the example of all right, let's take CEOs. There are some CEOs that run monstrous companies that are alcoholics. And there are some CEOs that run monstrous companies who are not alcoholics. Just because you drink alcohol doesn't mean you can't be successful. Just because you don't drink alcohol doesn't mean you won't be successful. It has nothing to do with the little things like that. There are plenty of CEOs that cheat on their wife, and there are plenty of CEOs that don't cheat on their wife. So your morality, again, isn't really going to impact the result that you get, the outcome that you're looking for. But people place you have to do certain things, you have to be a certain type, you have to fit into this box to get the result that you want to get. But it's just flat out not the truth. There are plenty of lazy CEOs and plenty of driven CEOs. Plenty of CEOs that work until midnight and plenty that knock off in the afternoon. Some work 7 days a week, some work 3. You cannot just force everyone into one box and say, this is how it is. You have to drink this amount of water to get the result. There are so many variables that come into play. Again, you shouldn't just eat the same thing that everybody else eats just because they're doing it. There are so many ways to lose weight. Now, there are quicker ways, but the basics will always remain the same. You've got to be in a calorie deficit. You've got to burn more than you eat. You've got to get some sleep in. That's pretty much the basics. If you get those basics right, you're going to be good. Now, basics have nuances, and they're going to have ways of fitting in your life and fitting into other people's lives. So you've got to get the strategy down place, but the basics remain the same. This is why when our clients join the program, we honestly don't really care what they eat. I don't care if someone wants to have poached chicken or chicken parmigiana for breakfast and they want to have cereal for dinner. I don't care. Just because there are breakfast and lunch and dinner foods doesn't actually mean you have to eat them at those times. Honestly, swear to God, it doesn't matter. I don't care if someone wants to have red meat, white meat. I don't care if someone's vegetarian, if they're vegan. As long as they hit their protein targets, no matter what protein they use, they're going to do well. The metabolism's going to like them. They're going to see progress, again, if they're in that calorie deficit. Again, what's the best form of exercise? Should I be doing weights? Should I be doing yoga? Should I do Pilates? Should I do fucking water aerobics? It really doesn't matter that much. As long as you are putting your body through its paces, so it's not easy as fuck, it's challenging, not too challenging, not too easy, somewhere in the middle, like Goldilocks. As long as it's moving the needle forward and you're seeing some progress, again, remotely challenging, that's going to be okay. You're going to burn calories. Totally fine. Again, there are sometimes some better options, but at a base, they all roughly function the same way. At the core of these exercise activities, it's just to burn the calories. It's to get your heart rate a little bit higher. It's to put some resistance through your muscles and cause some growth. That is it. But a lot of people want you to believe that their process is the most magic process. If you do it any other way than me, you're a fucking idiot, which is insane. Absolutely insane. Now, is there a better option depending on your environment, what you have access to, your likes, your preferences, your dislikes? Absolutely yes. If I line up 10 of the world's best 100-meter sprinters, they're all going to be very good athletes, but some of them have better coaches, more experienced, more nuanced, better results than the other coaches. So their athlete is going to get the most out of that. They're probably going to win if you've got the world's best coaches and teams around you. That's what our clients have with our coaches. They have a coach that has had hundreds and thousands of transformations. They've seen the data. They've seen the ladies come through for many, many, many years. So they're like, cool, all right, this is what we need to do to get the outcome for this specific client. It's not going to work if you're just dumped into a big group and you're doing all a similar thing. It just does not work like that. It's no different to the classroom. If you throw 30 kids into a classroom with one teacher, the teacher's got a learning style. The style has to match the majority of the class. So we're going to see 75% of the class do really well, 12.5% of the class do excellent, and then 12.5% of the class do fucking dog shit. The reason why is because you cannot just have everybody in one group doing the same thing, learning the same way, following the same process, doing the same program. Because some are going to excel, most are going to do average, and some are going to do fucking terrible. Weight loss, most people need something quite specific to them and what they're doing. Just because your friend wants to lose weight doesn't mean you should be doing the same thing as your friend. Do you have the same level of calorie burn? Do you have the same level of activity at work? Do you have the same intolerances? Do you have the same family structures? Do you have the same time available? Are you the same age, the same height, the same weight? Are you going through the stages of the life cycle at the same time, perimenopause and menopause and postmenopause? There's too many variables at play just to pick up something that the person next to you is doing. So if you're like, holy shit, maybe I need something a little bit more specific, and you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, wasting your time, your energy, your effort, and not seeing results, maybe it's time to reach out. I literally just got off a team meeting with my coaches. Like, I love talking to my coaches because I get to hear how all the new clients are going. I've got 5 coaches, they're fucking great. And we go through, we hear the wins. And the coach is like, all right, this client's down 3 kilograms first week. This client's down half a kilogram in the first 5 days. This lady's down 2 kilograms in the last 10 days. Like our ladies, clients, just like you, women that have been struggling with weight for months and years, join the program, get the right plan, and they start seeing results. Like first 5 to 10 days. Insane. The ladies themselves are shocked. They're like, what the fuck is happening? It is no different if your kid was struggling with maths or science or English and they had a fucking great tutor who just gave them the right plan, made it fit them and their learning style, and then the kids started to pass all their exams. You'd be like, what the fuck is going on here? You just need the right coach and the right mentor. That's the main thing. The difference between the highly successful and the unsuccessful, highly successful people understand the process more often than not, have a coach, have a mentor, have consulting. The ladies that fuck it up week after week, month after month, year after year are trying to figure it out themselves. Crazy. You're trying to figure out someone's full-time job that spent years and decades of their life crafting, and you're just trying to figure it out in your spare time. That'd be like me, who is an absolute terrible artist. I cannot draw shit, trying to paint the Mona Lisa. It would be insane. There's just no way I would ever figure that out. I would have to have mentoring. I'd have to have someone teaching me. I'd need an art teacher to be like, all right, I'm going to walk you through how to get the basics right before we even try to attack the big thing. That's most people with their weight loss. I'm just going to figure it out. I'm just going to, just keep trying. I'm like, that'd be like me just painting stick figures instead of Mona Lisas. It ain't going to happen anytime soon. It will take way too long. I would need someone to really speed up my progress. I would get some outside help. So if that's you right now, maybe it's time for some outside help. Reach out. Very simple to get hold of us. You can jump on the website, www.blissbodyu.com.au. Scroll down the page, fill out the application form, send it through, and we'll see if what we do could work for you. We'll reach out and we'll have a call. Nice and simple. All right, otherwise flick me a message on Instagram, Josh Humphries or BlissBodyU. All right, team, signing out. I'll catch you in the next one.